Member FDIC and equal
For your home for Caldwell County Tiger Sports, we bleed blue and gold. Caldwell County Tiger Sports are on the air now at 1580, 103.3 WPKY and WPKY.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Goodwin Insurance pregame show here on WPKY. Goodwin Insurance is your locally owned independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs. So contact Goodwin Insurance today for a free quote. We are in day 2 of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Along with John Miller and Bob Hayes, I'm Dennis Stevens. We welcome you this afternoon. About 15 seconds left in the game between Dawson and Martha Lane Collins. Collins with a commanding 20-point lead at this point. Dawson played a fairly close game through about 3/4 of this ball game, stayed within shouting distance of a very tough Collins team that Caldwell County went down to yesterday, Bob, but just too much size for Collins, even though that's their second game of the day. They're a really good team, but they carry a lot of size onto the court.
And they know how to use that size, too, in close, on the boards, rebounding defensively.
But we did get a good look at a Dawson team that we're going to face in our first game of 2019. We go to Dawson as the Lady Tigers will take on the Lady Panthers. We'll have that game here on WPKY on January 3rd. And just as a note of those listening to Lady Tiger basketball, that will be a 6 o'clock tip-off because Dawson plays varsity first in all of their girls' games this season. So that will be a 6 o'clock tip-off January 3rd. Back to business at hand today. It's the Caldwell County Lady Tigers looking to get off a 4-game skid against the Ballard Lady Bombers. Lady Bombers come in at 3-8, so this should be a team, if Caldwell County comes out, takes care of business early, and plays the way they're capable of playing and the way they played yesterday against a tough Martha Lane Collins team. They should get off that skid and get back in the win column to even that record at 6-6 today.
And just like we said yesterday, when the girls played and played well, just ran out of gas against a good Collins team, that last year in the Caldwell County Hoops Classic last year, that was the make or break part of our season. And we were not very good going into that tournament. Played well, upset Callaway County last year, and then went on to a really stellar year, winning the 7th District Championship. And the same thing hopefully will be true this year, that we played well yesterday. I think we're out of the doldrums, if you will, Dennis, and we'll be able to compete from here on out against good quality basketball teams that we have on our schedule.
Yeah, you talked to Coach Thomas after the ball game yesterday, and she was really happy. She said, we're better today than we were yesterday. And a lot of that, you can see how smart the girls play. They're always hustling. But that basketball IQ grew a lot yesterday. They realized some things on the court that Coach Thomas didn't have to call a timeout and tell them, hey, the kid's 6'3" in the lane. When you go in, you're going to have to go up strong, go up at an angle, or you're going to get your shot blocked. And things like that, blocking out. They did a great job blocking out against kids that were going 5'10", 6 feet, 6'3", that they were facing all afternoon yesterday. So they grew a lot from an IQ standpoint as far as basketball goes. Plus the hustle was there the whole game. They were in that game all the way up to the last half of the last quarter.
And you like to see that, too. You like to see kids engaged, kids coming off the bench engaged. Played well yesterday, and it's really something that bodes well for today's game. And we will wait and see how the Lady Tigers approach this one. But we think that yesterday they turned the corner.
I think they did. I'm looking for a really good performance out of the ladies this afternoon. They put 15 minutes on the clock, so that's how far we are from tipping it off between the Lady Tigers and the Lady Bombers. It's a big day here on day 2. If you haven't had a chance to come out to the cab and check out any of these games, you can still get in for $7 today, and we can't begin to describe the talent that you're going to see from here on out this afternoon. After our girls game, you've got 2 games featuring highly ranked teams in the respective states with 2 and 3 ranked juniors on a couple of these teams. After our game, you have Webb School out of Tennessee, which has a kid that's being recruited by Tennessee, by Vanderbilt, by Florida, point guard, against a Hamilton Southeastern Indiana team that features a 7'2" kid that's the number 3 junior in all of Indiana. So that game comes up right after ours. And then probably the showcase game of the entire 2 days is Center Hill, Mississippi, ranked number 1 overall in the state of Mississippi, taking on Sapulpa, Oklahoma, whose team is number 2 in 6A in Oklahoma. So that's going to be a featured matchup. And then if that weren't enough for your $7, we're going to finish it off with the Caldwell County Tigers and the Clarksville Northeast Eagles, and that should be a pretty good game, Bob. Caldwell County is playing about as well as a team as I remember a Tiger team playing. They've won a stretch of, 7 over the last 8, maybe 8 over the last 9 games. They're picking up wins. They're playing tough competition. A lot of scores. Last night, Tripp Branch was perfect from the field and from the line. 23 points, got the player of the game. So all of that for $7.
And what more would you want, Dennis? You mentioned these games coming up after this one. Probably the highlight games, if you will, throughout the nation, high school wise. When you get a team from Oklahoma that's number 2 in 6A, you almost have to assume they're either second, third, or fourth overall in the state of Oklahoma. You have the team out of Mississippi. Mississippi that has good basketball players and high school, so that's the keynote game, and then we get to finish up the action, the finale. And you're right, we're playing really well on the floor. Good high IQ among our players. We're beginning to learn and know how to share the ball and enjoy sharing the ball. Most of our goals yesterday were on assists from nice passing and unselfishness. I'm looking forward to, from here on out, the girls getting off their 4-game losing streak here, and then followed by 3 more excellent games featuring boys competition.
And checking the stats, Caldwell has won 8 of their last 9 and will come in at 9-3 tonight against the Clarksville Northeast team that played in the Tennessee State tournament last season. Their best player has suffered a broken foot injury that's going to keep him out. I don't know if it'll keep him out the whole season or if he'll be back closer to the end towards playoff time, but still a quality team. We watched them play Booker T. Washington for a little while yesterday. A lot of quickness, a lot of size, and Coach K said it's going to take one of their best efforts to beat that team tonight. But all that's 4 games away. We still got a lot to go on here as the Lady Tigers are on the court getting warmed up, ready to take on the Lady Bombers of Ballard. About 11.5 minutes before we tip this one off. We'll take a quick break and be back here at the Cab. This is coverage of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic on WPKY 1580, 103.3, and online at WPKYonline.com.
Farmers Bank and Trust Company. Our new Lyon County branch is now open. Come in and see us for the same friendly service and the names and faces you know and trust to provide you with all your banking needs. We're now ready to serve you at 28 Commerce Street in Eddyville. Open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4, Fridays 8:30 to 5, and 9 to 12:30 on Saturdays. Stop by today and experience banking at its best at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKY online.
And we're back to the Cab. This is the Goodwin Insurance pregame show here on WPKY. Goodwin Insurance is your locally owned independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs, so contact Goodwin Insurance today for a free quote. And Bob, it's almost appropriate that Goodwin Insurance is sponsoring this pregame show because the work of Tori Hammett has been you can't compare it to anybody's effort that's put into putting on a 2-day festival like this, a showcase for these basketball teams and for this community. Our hat's off to him on a great effort.
I can't praise him enough either, Dennis. The logistics and necessary to carry this thing off, to carry off the hospitality room and all that logistics involved in having to have that food up here and somebody to manage it. The breakfast this morning at the First Baptist Life Center, well attended, I understand. An outstanding speaker. So there's more to do than just come up here and sit and play basketball and go back to your motel room, and all that's really Tori, I think, has a passion for that, and it's been the tournament's been well run. We have been impressed with the crowds here, the excitement, and as you say, from this point on, if you want to watch some good high school nationwide basketball, come out to this arena and buy your ticket, get in and watch a good Friday afternoon, Friday evening, young kids go at it, if you will.
Yeah, there's plenty of chairback seats across the way. It's not like you've got to sit on a bleacher. Come in and get your chairback seat, settle in for some good games, but Rob, it's not like you're right. He just didn't unlock the gym, and these teams just file in. You've got things like the guys from Lake Barkley CrossFit providing the music in between games. You've got sponsors for players of the game after each and every game, 14 games over 2 days, and you've got people sponsoring those. You've got halftime or in-between game activities where people have a chance to win up to $100 if they make enough shots on the court. Their names are drawn. You've got official scorekeepers printing out the official stats for the tournament, getting them sent around. You've got, like you said, the food downstairs. Great job last night. We appreciate everybody that donated to that. We were able to go in and have a great meal. They fed all the teams. HR Ministries involved this morning with the program at the First Baptist Life Center. So just a great job and a lot of effort that takes almost the whole year to get set up, plus getting some of these quality teams in. You don't just call a team up that's number 1 in Mississippi and say, hey, come on up if you got any free time. You've got to plan this stuff out. And just a great job by Torrey, and I'm sure he's had a lot of help. We won't go into naming all the names, but just a lot of people have had a hand in what goes on here for 2 days right after Christmas.
And we understand the prestige of this tournament. Dennis is catching on that teams right now for next year are wanting to get in the field. So after last year where we had the academies in and we figured out that wasn't going to be a good solution. So the academies are obviously out this year, and I would say they would be out permanently because we've been able to get outstanding high school basketball teams in here, and some obviously here in Kentucky as well. Yep. So and not only does Torrey put a lot of time into this thing, he also pours a lot of money into it, as he's one of the 3 primary sponsors, the Goodwin Insurance Agency that he and Jennifer own. First Southern National Bank and Williams Fawn and Associates are also in that category of supplying money to fund this thing, and I just can't get over how well run it is, and how everybody, whatever role they're playing it well to the fullest, and I'm just happy to be part of it as part of the broadcast team.
Oh, it's a thrill. I look forward to this the last couple of years, knowing that even though you're on vacation, you're going to come out and spend a couple of days at the gym. So it's been good for everything here. It's been good for the community, the businesses in the community. And speaking of that, we've got some friends. We get a chance, Bob, through football season and basketball season, people will say, give us compliments and say they enjoy listening, they enjoy the live stream, watching it, and everything John can do technically on that end. And we appreciate everybody that comes up and says anything about the improvements that Ham Broadcasting is making in the station and how things are coming across. But we've got to give a special shout out to our friends out at Hardy. Sharita and her crew are always a smile on their face. They talk to us all through football season, all through basketball season. So we want to say a special hello to our friend Sharita and all of her crew out at Hardy's today.
You always appreciate the people who listen to you, being unaware who is listening to you, so you try not to make too many mistakes. That's always been my goal, and certainly not to make any English mistakes, because I've got sometimes my wife listening to that, so I like to get my verbs and subjects all in the same case and all of that. But it is nice to have people. We hope that we can report what's happening on the basketball floor to them where they can see it sitting in their chair and at home. Now, if they have the television on and we're streaming, they can see it as well as we're seeing it. But if there's no stream going on, or you don't have the computer and you're just listening to us, we want to be sure that we're as accurate and as informative as we can be reporting what's going on.
And I hope it comes across how much fun we have from the start of football season straight through baseball season. It's a blessing to both of us to be able to get to do this for what we do with WPKY and with your Sports Edge now, since Ham Broadcasting's involved.
Yeah, that's been the other thing that's really uplifted me, and just the ownership that Beth Mann brought to the table with her Ham Broadcasting Company, and the upgrades that are being made, have been made, and will be made in the future. Just a nice, outstanding, professionally run company that she manages.
We're just over 4 minutes to go before we tip this one off. Bob, let's take a look at some of the ladies we're going to mention today for Caldwell County. Not to take anything away from Ballard Memorial. They're 3-8 on the season, and their effort is there. They're just undersized a little bit. They've got a lot of sophomores and freshmen on the squad, So they're in a growing experience like we were the last few years, but we've seen how hard work and determination when some of our kids were playing as 8th graders and playing as freshmen. Now we've got one senior. We've got a couple of very high-quality juniors, 2 or 3 high-quality juniors that are in the lineup night in and night out. So Caldwell County has been where Ballard's at as far as learning some processes and getting to know each other. But now it's starting to pay off, and it's really going to be a lot on the shoulders this season of a kid named J.C. Jaggers. I think she had that breakout game yesterday we've been kind of waiting on all season. She had a wonderful game, named player of the game yesterday afternoon against Collins.
As we were talking with Coach Thomas after the game yesterday, J.C.'s always been an excellent shooter, and then yesterday she became a scorer, and taking her shooting ability and transforming it into a scoring ability. So it's good to see, and once you experience those kind of games, Dennis, it becomes easier to do it the next game.
Right.
And again, yesterday Bella McConnell was a warrior inside against the Collins team that probably a lot of men's basketball teams don't have the size that the Collins lady basketball team had on the floor. Certainly Caldwell County's not blessed with any big player, 6'3", at the most 6'4", be our tallest player, and not too many of them on the roster.
And that'd be a generous measurement.
Exactly, and then you've got only one senior this year on this basketball team, so we're stacked for next year and years ahead. We've got some young talent that's coming along pretty well in that freshman group and sophomore group. So Carson Parker, being a sophomore, if she becomes a little bit more physically mature, and you know that's going to happen with age, she's going to be a force inside. With her ability to rebound and being 6'1", maybe even 6'2". I'm not sure what her height is. They list her at 5'10", but I think she's a bit taller than that.
Yeah, I think she's eclipsed that mark. And then you can't take everything away from the fact that a senior does help. This team kind of turned it around a little bit when Peyton Young came back from that injury. She suffered a concussion early on. Caldwell struggled a little bit in the game she was out. They didn't have that leadership coming down in tight games. So she came back. She's kind of a calming effect on this team. She's been through the wars since she was an 8th grader. She played a lot of minutes as an 8th grader. So the kid knows what it's like to be out on the court in tight situations. And I think her presence is going to be huge coming down the stretch.
I would totally agree with that.
Bob, usually about this time, we're about a minute away from tip-off. And what we do every time we get on the air each day, we try to have a prayer before football games and basketball games. We're going to do that now as we pause. Holy God, thank you for another afternoon at the gym. We ask that you protect each student that steps on the court today, and we also ask that you bless the efforts of each student in ways they never thought possible. In Jesus' name we pray.
Further, Lord, we ask you to give courage and sportsmanship to the players, patience and understanding to the coaches, wisdom and knowledge to the game officials, and lastly, peace to us all. We ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen.
And
Teams are going to the bench. We're about to get ready for the starting lineups. Here it's Ballard Memorial and the Caldwell County Lady Tigers.
And the Lady Bombers dressed in their Kelly green outfit. Soon to have the starting lineups.
And for the starting lineups, here's Caldwell County sportscaster Bob Hayes.
Thank you, Dennis. And Scott Brown, the PA announcer here, and as Dennis mentioned earlier, making our job really easy with the stats that they produce at halftime, at the end of the game, really making it easy to report the game from that standpoint as well. Ballard to be introduced first. And number 2 is Alessa Dome. Number 11, Abby Tyson coming out. Number 20 is Autumn Dowdy. Number 22, a freshman, Alessa Holden. And number 31, Katie Garner, being introduced to the crowd. Those are your Ballard Memorial Lady Bombers. And for the homestanding Caldwell County Lady Tigers, First out is senior Peyton Young. Number 21, Jada Boyd coming out. Number 31, J.C. Jaggers being introduced. Number 33, Carson Parker starting today for the Tigers. And number 20, the workhorse, Bella McConnell, being introduced. And the Lady Tigers are on the floor. The first quarter is going to be brought to you today by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Stop by and see Pam, see what kind of deals that she has after Christmas and with her furniture coming in. Stop in and meet Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. And the officials now moving to the midcourt for the jump ball. And for the call here in the first quarter, Tiger sportscaster Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Tip-offs are brought to you by our friends at Farless Realty. Caldwell controls the tip, gets it into Jaggers. She drives the right block and puts it in off the board. Farmers Bank shot for J.C. Jaggers quickly, 2-0, Lady Tigers.
More evidence of that scoring ability as opposed to shooting ability as far as J.C.'s concerned.
Caldwell in man-to-man, but they're keeping the wings in on that baseline, not going all the way out to the corners. Ballard trying to spread Caldwell out. Shot from the corner, no good. Rebound comes to Ballard, and it's Jada Boyd deflecting the pass, but she can't get a handle on it. It goes out of bounds right in front of the Caldwell Crazies, and it will go back to the Lady Bombers.
And speaking of the Crazies, they're only about 50% full over there, so I would expect that to go to 100% tonight, Dennis.
Yeah, that's going to improve before we get to 8 o'clock tonight. It's Ballard on the attack. Parker guarding number 22. That is Alyssa Holdman. Holdman gets it over to Dome. Dome tries to drive against Boyd. Handoff goes to Tyson. Gets it over to number 20 for the shot. Good. That's Autumn Dowdy, sophomore 5'6" guard for Ballard. It's a two-pointer, and we are tied at 2, just a minute gone here in the first quarter. Jada Boyd across the line for Caldwell County. Tight man defense by Ballard. They get the Jaggers on the right wing. Underneath to McConnell. McConnell thought about baseline. Now he's going to try it. Backs her way in. Up off the board. Farmers Bank shot. Bella McConnell. 4-2 Caldwell County. That's going to be there all day, I think, Bob, for Bella McConnell. If she can get that kind of position and that ball in that close.
She had perfect position and knew how to use her size and body to do that.
Caldwell really looks like they're in a 2-3 zone, but they're rotating out of it in effect like a man-to-man. But you've got McConnell and Jaggers not much wider than the blocks on each side. Shot up off the board, no good by Ballard Memorial's number 22, Holdman, but she's fouled on the play. She'll go to the line for a couple of free throws.
Yeah, and Carson Parker will draw the foul.
First shot for Holdman is good. And Morgan McDaniels will check in probably for Parker. Bob, Caldwell County started 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and a senior this afternoon.
Pipeline looks good, as we've mentioned earlier, for the Lady Tigers.
Second shot also good. McDaniels, another sophomore, so 1 sophomore out, 1 sophomore in. Jaggers is going to bring this one up against some pressure. Takes it left side of the lane, puts a shot up, good. Muscled that one in, and she's fouled on the play. So it'll be a Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw for J.C. Jaggers coming up. Foul is on Tyson. Jaggers at the line, shot up, good. 7-4 Lady Tigers. They pull back into the half-court defense. It's Holdman at the point for Ballard. Good tight defense by Peyton Young, and it pays off as she was able to keep tapping the ball around until number 20, Dowdy, kicked it out of bounds. Really tight man-to-man defense by Peyton Young.
A lot of effort that time by Peyton guarding the Lady Bomber.
Boyd back at the point, brings it across, gets it to Jaggers on the right wing. Flashing open is McConnell. Drop step back into the lane. Shot up off the back of the rim. No good. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by Dowdy of Ballard Memorial. She'll bring it across. Guarded by Young. Pass over to Holdman. Holdman's going to walk it out with Jaggers on her. Over to Dome. Dome trapped. She gets the ball back away to Dowdy. Dowdy drives the lane, puts a shot up and good. Avoided the contact. 7-6 now, Lady Tigers. Boyd quickly the other way. Drives the lane off the board and in. Farmers Bank shot for Jada Boyd.
Lane just opened up beautifully for Jada that time.
That's what she loves to do. She loves to penetrate that middle. Foul's going to be called on Caldwell County. I think that was Holdman that went down the lane. Foul called on J.C. Jaggers. That's her first, team second. Free throw bounces around and goes for Holdman.
Holdman 3 out of 3 from the charity stripe so far here in the first quarter.
Second shot for Holdman is good. 1 point ball game with 4:42 to go in the first quarter. Jada Boyd comes down. Caldwell County plays off the blocks. They get it to Young. Over to McDaniels. Back to Peyton Young on the left wing. Peyton's going to bring it around to Jaggers at the top of the key. Jaggers guarded tightly by Dowdy. Or by Holdman, excuse me. Get over to McConnell. Nobody underneath. McConnell's going to drive the lane. Shot up off the board. Good for Bella McConnell. And I think Ballard's coach has seen all he wants of Bella McConnell. It's a 30-second timeout, so John, we'll keep it right here. Timeouts are brought to you this season by Russo Law. Russo Law is located downtown Princeton and ready to serve all of your legal needs.
And that's what we're seeing, Dennis, is once that lane looks like it's open, we've probably all our shots have been within a foot of the basket.
Yeah, that's
tonight in the
our
first
points
quarter.
in the paint.
Yes.
It has to be 10 out of the 11 with the lone one coming at the free throw line.
So we're taking advantage of those openings that we see in there and passing the ball on the periphery until we do get that lane looking to be opened.
A couple of early fouls on a couple of players is really the only thing that's got this one not looking perfect for Caldwell County at this point, but you just got to watch the foul situation. On the floor right now is Jaggers, Young, McDaniels, McConnell, and Boyd. No substitutions out of the timeout. Ballard gets it into Holdman. Holdman brings it across. Jaggers is going to be on her. Holdman to Dome. Dome wants to drive the lane. She's cut off. Kicks it out. Three-point attempt by Ballard, well off the mark. Rebound's going to go off of Caldwell County as a couple of players were fighting for it. And it's going to stay Lady Bomber basketball. They get it in. 15-footer is good. I think that was number 22, Holdman. And Ballard back within one at 11-10. Jada Boyd comes out, gets it to Young. Young, left wing, looks underneath to McConnell. McConnell from 15, no good. Ball loose, and Ballard comes away with the rebound. Holdman will bring it down the court. Ballard wanted to run. Good job by Caldwell County to get back defensively. Ballard gets away with a walk, gets it back to Holdman. Holdman over to Tyson. Tyson back to Holdman. Thought about the three. Good closeout by Jaggers. Instead, Holdman's going to drive the lane. No good. Gets her own rebound. And this one's going to be out of bounds on Holdman. Good job by the Lady Tigers to put the hand straight up, not to try to lean over to block that one.
There was a lot of action in under the basket that we easily could have fouled in.
JC's going to get a rest, and Lucy Goffinet into the ball game for the Lady Tigers as we near the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Caldwell leads this one 11-10. Boyd over to Goffinet. Goffinet looks it over, gets it back to McConnell. McConnell top of the key. She can hit that. Tried to go underneath to McDaniels, gets through her fingers. And Ballard able to come up with it. Gets away with a walk in the backcourt by Dome. Over to Holdman. Caldwell County sets up in that 2-3, although they'll rotate out of it and trap if Goffinette almost came away with the steal. And now, unfortunately, they called it with a walk. I thought they were going to get Lucy with the hold.
That was a 50-50 call there,
Right.
Dennis. They went for the walk rather than the foul. I think Lucy did foul her.
Goffinette's going to inbound it on the turnover, and Boyd will bring it up against man-to-man pressure. Ballard's been man-to-man the whole game. Good back cut by Lucy Goffinette. Gets a good pass from Boyd, although she's shut off at the lane. Back to Boyd for the layup. The double team went with Goffinette. They got it back to Boyd. She drove that right lane up off the board. Farmers bank shot for Jada Boyd, and the lead's at 3.
And Lucy Geyer with the assist.
Peyton Young again, man-to-man is tight. Young comes up with the steal, puts a shot up, no good, but she'll go to the line for 2 shots. You talk about somebody playing some tight man defense. Peyton Young has been attached to the jersey of her, who is that she's guarding? I think that's number 20, Dowdy.
Dowdy.
Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw for Young rolls off. Enhancing athletic performance locally since 2014. That's Lake Barkley CrossFit. Young's going to try to make it a 4-point ball game. Shot off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Ballard. There's a trap in the backcourt. Ballard on the line almost. Let's see if McDaniels can get a hold of it, and does. Good job by Morgan to go to the floor. Ties up number 3, Boykin. Possession arrow is going to keep it with Ballard, but you like the hustle of Morgan McDaniels getting on the floor, doing the dirty work, coming up with the held ball. So Ballard comes back down, trailing by 3 with 1:48 left to go in the first quarter. Holdman with the pass, nobody there. Straight out of bounds, and turnover gives it back to the Lady Tigers. Back-to-back turnovers on back-to-back possessions for the Lady Bombers. Boyd comes out. Jaggers back into the ball game. She has it right wing. Looks around free throw line, dribbles it back to Boyd. Boyd's going to come across on the curl as Goffinette. Goffinette's open at the free throw line, pulls up. Shot no good. Rebounded by Boykin, gets it out to Holdman. Holdman quickly the other way, wants to go down the lane. Shoves it off to the right wing. Now works it back around to 11, Tyson. Tyson with a 3-pointer. And we are tied. Just over a minute to go in the first. Foul called underneath. I think they're going to call this one on the floor.
A non-shooting foul.
Foul on Boykin as Maja Hollowell comes into the ball game. And Boyd will get a rest for the last 1:05 of the first quarter. They get it into Jaggers. Jaggers thought about top of the key, puts the fake on, dribbles in from the elbow. Good. J.C. Jaggers gave up a long 3 for a higher percentage 2 and nails it. And it's the Lady Tigers up 15-13. Boykin, top of the key, left alone. Now she's picked up, dumps it off. Back to Dowdy. Dowdy to Tyson. Tyson to Boykin. Back out to Dowdy. 35 seconds on the clock. That's Dome with the ball, guarded by Hollowell. Gets it back out to Boykin. Good hands, knocked away by Lucy Goffinette out of bounds. It'll stay Lady Bomber ball with 27.7 seconds left. Caldwell County guards the inbound from the side. They get it over to Boykin. Boykin guarded by Jaggers. Boykin tries the roll. Good job by Jaggers to move her feet over to Dowdy. Dowdy into the corner to Tyson. Back to Dowdy. Dowdy thought about the 3, drives the lane. Shot blocked by Carson Parker. Goes out of bounds off the green. And it's Lady Tiger basketball with 8.9 to go in the first quarter. Good block by Carson Parker.
Looking at the Ballard coach down here, he's thinking that there's some fouling going on that's not being called, I believe, Dennis. He's
trying to subtly get that point across without staring at the referee.
He's really
Jaggers
animated.
brings it herself. Stop and pop from about 8 feet is good. And that'll close the first quarter. A couple of buckets by J.C. Jaggers, and Caldwell, after one quarter, has the lead, 17-13. We'll be back for second quarter action in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
You may not notice until you hear the difference.
At Audibel, we fix broken ears. If you're dealing with hearing loss, or if you're not happy with your current hearing aid, come experience the Audibel difference. I'm Donnie Baker, helping you hear well at Audibel.
And for a limited time, mention this ad and get an extra year of batteries for free. Only at Audibel, with hearing centers in Paducah, Murray, and Princeton. Call Audibel for your free hearing test, 554-1900.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKY online.
And welcome back to the cab here. We're through one quarter of play. We're going to pause right now for station identification. This is WPKY, Princeton, Kentucky. Second quarter is going to be brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Beautiful furniture, baby furniture, gifts and registry, home decor, boutique clothes and accessories. Stop in and see Pam and see what other bargains she has, and also meet Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. Lady Tigers didn't inbound the ball at side midcourt, and for the call here, my fellow sportscaster, Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Caldwell brings it in the front court with Jaggers. Jaggers gets it to Goffinette. Goffinette again wanted the jump stop right at the elbow. Ball comes loose. Jaggers able to pick it up on the left block. Goes up for the shot. No good, but she's fouled on the play. Two Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws coming up for J.C. Jaggers. Jaggers' first one, no good, off the back of the rim. Lady Tigers had a wonderful day yesterday at the line, but so far today, not as well.
So far, 1 out of 4 today.
I think they only missed, 3 or 4 of the whole game yesterday.
Outstanding free throw shooting yesterday.
Second shot is good. Lead out to 5 now for the Lady Tigers at 18-13. Holdman brings it across, finds a seam down the lane, kicks it over. Fresh into the ball game is number 5, puts up the shot, no good. That's Sandifer. Jaggers with the rebound quickly the other way, drops it off to Boyd. Little layup scoop shot is good, and Boyd puts Caldwell County up by 7.
Another assist that time by the Lady Tigers, that one by J.C. Jaggers.
Ballard works it into the left corner. Boykin back out to Dowdy. Dowdy drives the lane, wanted Dome in the corner. Knocked out of bounds by Caldwell County. I think Peyton Young woke up this morning and said, I'm going to pick up the defensive pressure a notch today, and she has done it. She is everywhere that Ballard County wants to go.
She has, as they say, she has come to play.
Dome against Boyd. Gets into the lane. She's going to throw it into the backcourt. It'll be an over and back as nobody touched it for the Lady Tigers. Turnover Ballard.
So far, I have the Lady Bombers for 5 turnovers and the Lady Tigers for 2.
J.C. Jaggers will take this one out at midcourt. Gets it into Jada Boyd. 6:53 to go in the first half. Boyd gets it to Jaggers on the right wing. McConnell seals off her man. Instead, it's going to be Jaggers with the short jumper, no good. Rebound was in the hands of Ballard. I think they're going to say Caldwell knocked it away over the line. That's a kind of an iffy one, Bob. We're sitting really close to that action on this end.
See if you can get the replay on that one for me, Dennis.
Well, I don't know that official would like for us to have that replay on that one. It is Holdman. Dumps it off to Dome. Dome tries to drive the lane. Double team between Young and Boyd. See what's going to be called for the foul on that one. Fouls on Jada Boyd, her first. Good job by Jaggers. Intercepts the inbound pass on the baseline, brings it up, pulls her dribble up, gets it over to Young. Young drops it off to Boyd. She'll reset the offense with 6:15 to go in the first half. Peyton Young has the ball, dribbles free throw line high. Back over to McConnell. Shot fake, goes up, off the board and in. Great job by Bella McConnell. She put the shot fake up from about 16 feet. Her defensive player bit, and she was able to drive it right into the lane.
And again, scoring in the paint, great fake move that time by Bella.
It's going to be a foul on the floor. Peyton Young's first foul, as Ballard wanted to drive the lane. 4 fouls apiece on the two teams here in the first half. Nobody in foul trouble with 2 at this point. They get it into Dome. Dome drives towards the lane, kicks it back out to Holdman. Now it's McConnell on Holdman out front. Ball back top of the key to Holdman. Puts it into the corner to Boykin. Boykin puts a fake on, drives the baseline rather, puts a shot up, gets a friendly roll, and in. 22-15, Caldwell County. Quickly back to Young, off the board and in. Farmers Bank shot, Peyton Young. Farmers Bank is Princeton's only locally owned and operated bank. And it's 24-15. Ballard gets away with a walk, gets it over to Dome. Dome across the lane into the right corner. Air ball. Jaggers with the rebound. Caldwell County looking to run. Jagger still has it, pulls up, takes it to Boyd. Off the board, no good, gets a rebound on the other side. Triple teamed underneath. And jump ball is called. Possession arrow is going to go to the ladies in green. I think Jada would like to have that one back and make a little better use out of the backboard. She was at a tough angle to go straight at the rim, rolled it just over the back. And it's Holman. Caldwell's going to that 3-2 zone with Parker in the middle. She comes way out front on it. Holman, shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to McConnell. McConnell quickly to Boyd. She's got Jaggers and Parker underneath. It was just who do you want to throw it to? And it's Carson Parker off the board and in. Parker with the fast break bucket. And Lady Tigers have their biggest lead of the afternoon at 26-15. Full timeout called on the floor by Ballard. We'll take 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
America's greatest grill, a Holland Grill from Fortner Gas Company. Holland Grills are the only grills guaranteed not to flare up and are proudly made in America. Stop by or give us a call at Fortner Gas and we will give you the best deal on a Holland Grill. Treat yourself or someone special this season with a Holland Grill from Fortner Gas Company, located on Highway 62 West in Princeton.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKY online.
And welcome back to the Cab. 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The Lady Tigers out comfortably here with an 11-point lead, 26-15. Ballard Memorial only scoring 2 points so far here in the second quarter, and the Lady Tigers putting up 9 so far. That last play, Dennis, coming down the floor was right. She had two options available, and I'm really proud that Carson could handle that pass and still lay the ball in.
Yeah, she did a good job, received it well, saw where she was underneath the basket, put it up off the board, so a good play by Carson Parker. Holman brings it across. She's met by Parker at the top of the key. Gets it over to Dome. Parker goes out on her into the corner. She was looking for, that's not Boykin, that's number 31 into the ball game, Katie Garner. Garner could not handle the pass, too far away from her. Turnover, Ballard gives it back to the Lady Tigers as we're halfway through the second quarter. Jaggers right wing, looks underneath, good cut by Bella McConnell. Drop step shot up off the front of the rim, no good. Good position underneath by Parker, but she's not able to reel the rebound in off her fingertips, and it'll go to Ballard. Checking in for Ballard is going to be Tyson. She'll come in for Garner. It's going to be Holman to bring it up the court. Met by Parker. Holman tries to drive the lane, has it taken away by Bella McConnell. Holman still on the ground. McConnell just reached out, grabbed the ball. Shot up by Jaggers on the other end, no good. And Holman slow to get back up the court. No foul called on Bella McConnell. Holman tried to drive that lane. Bella just reached out, grabbed the ball, and stopped Holman in her steps.
Foul is on Abby Tyson, her second.
Jaggers with the free throw, no good. Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw for J.C. Jaggers. Caldwell not having a good day at the line today compared to yesterday. Still leading by 11 right now, but that lead could be up in the range of 15. Second shot is good. And it's 27-15, Caldwell County. Holman wants to take it to the corner. This one dribbles off her foot, picked up by teammate Boykin. Peyton Young on her, very tight. And just a little too much body bump by Peyton Young, and she'll pick up her second foul. That'll get Lucy Goffinet off the bench. I like the intensity that Peyton Young has brought to the court today defensively, though. She just had a little too upright position, wasn't really broken down into a good defensive stance, and the lower body bump cost her with the foul. Goffinet will take the place on the back of that 2-3 zone. Working into Boykin, 4-3, no good. Rebound to Ballard County, shot up, no good. And it's McConnell up strong underneath. She gets it over to Boyd. Boyd wants to run, coming down the middle of the lane, shot up off the rim, no good. Ball loose on the floor. And it's going to be Dome had it laying on the floor, tried to elbow and get away from a double team, and inadvertently hit her elbow on the baseline. So the turnover gives it back to the Lady Tigers underneath their own basket with Jaggers to throw it in. Jaggers to Goffinet to Boyd, underneath to Jaggers. Jaggers thought about the shot, goes up, gets fouled, no call. Ballard comes up with the rebound, and Holman will take it away for the Lady Bombers. They get it down to Tyson. Tyson wants to drive, kicks it out to Dome. Dome to Boykin. Boykin wants to go through the lane, and she's going to be pushed by Lucy Goffinet.
That's the Lady Tigers' sixth foul. The Ballard Bombers, Lady Bombers will be in the bonus from here on out.
Maja Hollowell's going to check into the ball game, and Boyd's going to come out. 5 fouls on Ballard, so Caldwell still a foul away from being in the bonus on their side. Pass underneath, no good on the shot by Holman. Rebound comes down to McConnell. Jaggers is going to take over the point in the absence of Boyd. Jaggers on a nice cut by Lucy Goffinet, no good. Rebound to McConnell, no good. And finally rebounded by Ballard's Boykin. She'll bring it up the right side. Nobody stopping the ball. She dribbles all the way into the corner to Tyson for 3. Way overshot on that one. Knocked out of bounds. And it'll be green ball, the referee says, goes out of bounds on Goffinet. Just over 2 minutes to go. Caldwell leads this one 27-15. Dome tries to drive, puts it back out front to Boykin. Nichols into the ball game also for Ballard. Boykin has it out front, guarded by Goffinet. She dribbles between 3 players. Caldwell with not very good defensive position as the foul is going to go on number 12. 2 quick ones on Lucy Goffinet. And Ballard will go to the line for 1 in the bonus. I think these are Boykin's first free throw attempts today.
Her first. Ballard 4 out of 4 so far at the line today.
Boykin's first shot rolls off. Rebound comes down to Parker. Parker over to Jaggers. Jaggers wants to come up the left side. Now she's going to cut it back to the middle. Top of the key is Jaggers. Gets it to Goffinet. Goffinet to Parker at the top of the key. Wanted to go to Jaggers, knocked away, but out of bounds by Ballard. It'll stay Lady Tiger basketball as Paris Gray comes into the ball game. Her first appearance today. Goffinet will go to the bench. On the floor now, Parker, Gray, McConnell, Hollowell, and Jaggers. Jaggers dribbles in, top of the key, gets it over to Hollowell. Gray made a nice cut, Hollowell wanted to hit her, has to take it back out to McConnell. Top of the key, left wide open. No good. Rebound comes up to Gray. And I think she'll go to the line. I think she was in the act of shooting. It will be 2 Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws for Paris Gray. Foul was on number 3. That was Boykin, her second. Gray's free throw well short. She'll get another. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll have the Farless Realty halftime show. Just about a minute 18 away. Second shot, no good. McConnell strong for the rebound, tied up underneath. But just strong play by Bella McConnell is going to keep it with the Lady Tigers. It's going to be Gray to take it out underneath Caldwell's basket. Gets it into McConnell. In the lane, shot up and good. Bella McConnell having a field day down low on that right block. 29-15. Caldwell leads this one with just over a minute to play here in the first half.
Ballard has no answer for our inside game today.
Holman drives the lane, puts the shot up, no good, but she's going to go to the foul line. She's making a pretty good living herself out of driving that lane and picking up fouls.
Is that going to be on JC? Oh,
that was on Paris Gray, her first, 8th for Caldwell County. 2 shots, though, for Holdman. First one is good.
Holdman 5 out of 5 at the line thus far.
As she sets up for her second. 1 minute even to go in the first half. Second shot good for a Holdman. I want to make a note, if this is close late, not to foul Holdman. Boyd back into the ball game. She'll take over at the point. Jaggers will come down and start the play from the right block. They get it to Jaggers. Jaggers has McConnell open for the 3. McConnell's going to go back underneath. They'll get it to Parker. Parker to McConnell on the curl. Shot up and good. Bella McConnell from about 12 feet. Caldwell County out in front, 31-17. Holman cut off at the top of the lane. Travel is going to be called on Tyson. That was good play. Holman's been wanting to go down that lane. Parker has noticed that, cut her off on a very good angle at the top of the key, made Holman turn it back to Tyson, who committed the travel.
And if you overplay these girls like that happen in that case, you'll take away those potential drives.
Holman has made a living today out of trying to drive that lane. Boyd has it, 14 seconds left. Bad pass is going to be picked off by Holman. She comes up, throws it up, no good. Ball's still loose on the floor. And it's going to be Lady Tiger basketball. Hollowell and McDaniels coming in. Gray and Parker will go out. 7.3 seconds left in the first half. Caldwell with plenty of time to get a shot off. Boyd has it. She's going to have some pressure reach in on Holman. And that'll send Boyd to the line for the 1-and-1.
I'm not sure Holman knew that Jada had the ball. She was coming over to guard J.C. Jaggers and ran completely into Jada, who had the ball.
It's her first one. Yeah, I didn't understand that one, that far away from the goal. Still 4.5 seconds on the clock as Boyd will have a 1-and-1. Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw for Jada Boyd. And that one rolls off. Good rebound by Morgan McDaniels up and in. McDaniels, nice position on the rebound. And at the half, it's Caldwell County pulling out to their biggest lead of the afternoon. The Lady Tigers lead this one 33-17. We'll be back with the Farless Realty halftime report coming your way in just a couple of minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Lady Tiger basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
We offer special services to meet the needs of those with special needs. At Morgan's Funeral Home, we recognize that no two individuals are exactly alike, and no two people want exactly the same final arrangements either. We can help you make the choices that will both satisfy your wishes and meet your individual needs.
Morgan's Funeral Home, serving families for over 100
For authentic
years.
Mexican cuisine, head to La Pontesina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion. Maria's specials are a local favorite you're sure to love. Or you might want to try the new street tacos. Tacos de asada, tacos de carnita, or tacos de chorizo. La Pontesina is now open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9. Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9:30. And Sundays, 11 to 9. And they offer lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 to 3. Be sure to like them on Facebook for updates and specials. La Pontesina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
This is Fred Foltz at the Woodall Agency in Princeton. We have served the small business owners of this area for over 100 years. Do you have trouble understanding liability or workers' comp insurance? Are your insurance premiums spiraling out of control? Whether you're a furniture store on Main Street, a plumber or electrician, or a locally owned bank or car dealer, we have a policy for you. We are the business insurance experts. Give me a call at 365-5541. You'll be glad you did.
What does your morning sound like?
Itsy bitsy spider, rock-a-bye baby.
She's finally asleep.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. Trilogy offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals, like yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, and weightlifting. They have family discounts, and your first class is free. So come work out in a family-friendly environment at Trilogy Performance Sports, located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports Princeton. Telephone 270-601-1824.
The teams are in the locker room preparing for the second half. It's time for the Caldwell County Halftime Show on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And we are back at the cab at halftime. It's the Caldwell County Lady Tigers 33, Ballard Memorial Lady Bombers 17. Big afternoon inside for the Lady Tigers as they're wearing it out inside the paint. We can pick the free throws up, Bob. It's going to be even better. Struggling at the line today, but great play inside by the Lady Tigers, and you have the first half stats.
And you're right, Dennis. With the scoring in the first half, Caldwell County outscoring Ballard Memorial 17-13 in the first quarter, outscoring them 16-4 in the second quarter to lead here at halftime, 33-17. For the Lady Tigers, they're led in the first half by Bella McConnell with 10 points on 5 field goals. Actually led by J.C. Jaggers with 11 points with 4 field goals, 3 out of 5 from the charity stripe, followed by Bella's 10 points, then followed by 2 points each by Peyton Young on a field goal, 2 points by Morgan McDaniels on a field goal, and 2 points by Carson Parker on a field goal. Lady Tigers, 3 out of 10 from the free throw stripe. Total of 33 points here at halftime. For the Ballard Memorial Lady Bombers, they're led by Alyssa Holman with 1 field goal, 6 out of 6 from the free throw line for 8 points. 4 points for Autumn Dowdy on 2 field goals. 3 points for Evie Tyson on a 3-pointer, the only 3-pointer we've had so far here in the game. And 2 points from Heidi Boykin on a field goal. Total of 17 points for the Lady Bombers. Lady Bombers 6 out of 7 from the free throw line. And turnover-wise, I have the Lady Bombers with 7 and the Caldwell County Lady Tigers with 4. So pretty, the Lady Tigers beginning to take a little dominance in the second quarter, Dennis, and what we would expect to have happen is happening, where our strength is beginning to show inside in the paint. Most of our points have been within the paint, maybe all of them. I don't think we've shot a three. That maybe 1 3 by Bella that went in and out, rimmed in and rimmed out. But other than that, we're making a living inside the paint.
Yeah, everything 15 feet and in for Caldwell County so far today. This is the Farless Realty halftime report. Are you ready to sell your home? Call Farless Realty today and let a realtor sell it for you. Are you ready to buy a home? Don't waste precious time. Farless Realty can help you, and interest rates are still reasonably low. They'll work hard to find you a home that will fit you, your family, and your budget. So contact Farless Realty today at 270-365-5058 or stop by 323 South Jefferson Street in Princeton. You can also check out all of their listings on Facebook and at farlessrealty.com. Just under 4 minutes before we tip the second half off, Caldwell County leads this one 33-17. And Bob, you got to like the shot selection by Caldwell County. They're looking to take it inside. I'm sure that was the game plan Coach Thomas drew up to work it inside. Like you said, only the one wide open three attempt by Bella McConnell. Plus, you like the defensive intensity. Caldwell County really put the clamps down in that second quarter. Only 4 points for the Lady Bombers in the second.
A really strong defensive effort so far here tonight by the Lady Tigers, and once we can cut that driver off from getting inside penetrating, we'll be even better. But most of our points have either come on an assist-related basket or where we have rebounded and put the ball back into the basket. So a good all-around effort so far here in the first half by the Lady Tigers.
Just to build on yesterday's comments by Coach Thomas, how they're getting better day by day, I think a couple of things stood out to me today, and both of those defensively, even though they're having a good game underneath offensively. Peyton Young really brought the defensive intensity right from the get-go today. She was right up in the player's face, right inside the jersey from the time they tipped the ball off today. And then a little bit later in the contest, we had Holdman from Ballard County trying to drive the lane. Just about every time she got it, she was going to the line a lot, picking up some fouls. Carson Parker saw that. She realized that happened 3 or 4 trips down the floor. So she took the angle away at the top of the key, forced Holdman out. Holdman had to try to pass to the corner. And when Holdman did, Boykin wasn't home, and it turned into a turnover. What would have been or had been being trips to the line for Holdman turned into a trip back the other way for Caldwell County.
And you're right, Dennis. We need to keep Holdman off the free throw line. She's deadly there. 6 out of 6 so far in the first half. And defense is really a mindset. And Peyton has come out and played that today. And once we realize that maybe we had instructions from the bench, but we have to cut those drivers off, turn the ball, stop the ball. So far, Ballard has not been impressive from outside shooting the ball at all. So if you stop the drives, you're going to add to your chances of winning the basketball game.
Yeah, Ballard only one three-pointer so far today, and they've made a living at the line, especially Holdman. So you eliminate that, Caldwell should be able to build on this lead the rest of the way in this ball game. I do want to mention some of the games coming up. And, Bob, one thing, I don't know how we didn't mention this yesterday, but I think it's one of the neatest things. The game after this one is going to feature Webb School out of Tennessee. And you know what the Webb School nickname is?
I do not.
It's Feet.
Feet?
Feet. Webb Feet.
Oh.
That's their logo. They've got it like on a sneaker with some toes coming out of it. That's one of the neatest things. Webb School out of Tennessee, featuring one of the kids that's being recruited by Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Florida, and the like. They'll be taking on Hamilton, Southeastern Indiana, who has the tallest player of the Hoops Classic this year, 7'2", the number 3 junior in the state of Indiana. So that one's coming up right after our game.
I love humor, Dennis, and that I'm just now looking. That shows you haven't gone through this book with any detail, and it's next to the Sepulpa Chieftains. And we looked up Sepulpa yesterday, and it's an Indian word, Creek word, meaning sweet potato. Yeah, so we're learning a lot here.
Yeah, we're not just basketball we're giving you. We're giving you knowledge that you can use day to day. That's what we're here for.
And the third quarter is going to be brought to you by Cozy Living. Here, we'll get to business here. Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley. Lady Tigers to inbound it, and for the call here is Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Jada Boy is going to take it down for Caldwell County. Gets it over to Jaggers on the right wing. Jaggers looking underneath to Parker. Parker has her player sealed. Jaggers instead goes off the pick, gets it back out to McConnell. 14 feet, good. Bella McConnell picks up the scoring. 35-17, Lady Tigers. Well run play by the Lady Tigers and good patience by J.C. Jaggers.
And a nice shot attempt by Bella. I love when you're open, take the shot.
Foul underneath. I don't know if that's going to be called on Carson Parker. It is. Her second.
And is that our friend
Holman? Familiar name to the line. Off the front of the rim, Alyssa Holman with her first miss from the line. Holman, a 5'4" freshman, playing well above her years. She'll try another one. And this one's good. Jaggers takes it out for the Lady Tigers, gets it into Boyd. They'll come the length of the court. Caldwell looking to get off of a 4-game losing skid. Peyton Young, left wing. Down to McConnell, free throw line high. She pulls up for the shot. Doesn't get it, but she'll go to the free throw line for a couple of Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws.
Our memorial fouls number 11, Abby Tyson. Her third, team first of the half.
I love how just about all of Caldwell's offense has come inside the free throw line. If you were to draw a line around like the three-point line, free throw no good. That's been the area for Caldwell County's offense today. McConnell with another Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw. This one good. 36-18 as Caldwell County has doubled up the Lady Bombers. Holman put it out front by Parker. Still wants to drive the lane. Cut off by McConnell. McConnell hustles back to the corner and
that shot
blocks
was partially
the shot.
blocked. Yeah.
Right. Garner with the shot. McConnell able to hustle back to the corner defensively. Block the shot. Caldwell comes away with it. And it's Boyd underneath to Jaggers. Farmers Bank shot from down low by Jaggers, and it's 38-18. Biggest lead of the afternoon at 20 for the Lady Tigers. Holman drives the lane. McConnell with, I think that was going to be where she had her arms leaned over instead of straight up. And Bella will pick up the foul.
And that's an oddity. Bella's first foul here in the third quarter.
She's done a good job the last couple of days, Bob, on staying out of foul trouble early. She struggled early in the season because she's such an aggressive player. First free throw was no good. Second one well off the mark too, but it's going to go off the hands of Carson Parker and stay with Ballard Memorial. Holman does not like this end anywhere near as well as the end at the other end of the gym. Interception on the inbounds play by McConnell. She takes it down, puts a shot up, no good, but she'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Lady Tigers still lead by 20. Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws coming up for Bella McConnell. First one good. Lake Barkley CrossFit has classes designed for anyone at any fitness level, and they're always free to come and try. Second one for McConnell, rolls and goes. 40-18 now. Caldwell County out in front by 22. It's Dome, gets it off to Tyson. They'll run a curl over to Holman, back to Tyson in the corner. Tyson back out front, three-point attempt, no good. Great position by Bella McConnell. That three-pointer was tried by Katie Garner. Quickly down low to Jaggers. Jaggers is going to pull it back out, and some confusion on who to take it to. It's going to be green ball, but I think Bella and Boyd each thought the other was going to receive the pass, and the turnover is going to give it back to Ballard.
Confusion on that particular play.
They get it into Holman out front. 2-3 zone by Caldwell County. You've got Parker and Boyd out front. Parker's going to come top of the key. That'll bring Peyton Young up to make it a 3-2. So Ballard works it around. Back to Holman out top. Wants to drive that lane. Cut off nicely by Young and Parker. They get it out. Three-point attempt. Dome off the front of the rim. No good. Ballard comes up with the rebound. It's going to be Holman for three. This one well off the mark. Rebound to McConnell, and McConnell gets it to Boyd. Boyd wants to run back the other way, right side, up off the board. No good. Rebound comes down to Dome. Dome wants to make it a track meet the other way. Gets it down to Dowdy. Dowdy's going to try a three off the front of the rim. No good. And we're quickly the other way. Bounce pass. She wanted Parker. Boyd wanted Parker. Goes off of Carson's hands, and it'll be a turnover. Lady Tigers.
Racehorse basketball, Dennis, and they're off.
Yeah, they decided to get their cardio all in the span of about 45 seconds. Parker's going to come out of the ball game, and it's going to be Morgan McDaniels in. Goffinette also in. Jada Boyd will come out. On the floor right now, it's Young, Goffinette, McDaniels, Jaggers, and McConnell. Goffinette and McDaniels up front for Caldwell County. Holman tried to drive, gets it over to Dome. Good job by the Lady Tigers recognizing the angles now. Cutting off Holman. Good job by the Lady Tigers defensively. Dome has it now, tries to cut it back to the lane, gets it back to Holman. Two-player show out front. Holman pulls it up, ball's deflected, gets it over to Dowdy, and Ballard pulls it back out.
Outside pressure by Lucy Goffnet and Peyton Young. Nothing's happening.
Goffinette out front again on Dome. They work it to the corner. Back to Dome on the wing. Holman with the pass out to Dowdy. Dowdy tries left side, pulls up, gets it all the way back out. Is that Tyson that had it? Holman drives the lane, was really going to dish it off. And Lady Tigers going to pick up the foul. Number 23 was Nichols for Ballard County. Parker back into the ball game. McConnell's going to come out for a rest.
That was her second foul here in the game.
Ballard puts it in the corner. Misplayed. They're able to pick it up. Dome over to Holman. Holman guarded by Parker. Still out front. Down to the corner to Dome. McDaniels on her. Hands her off to Parker. Peyton Young out front. Now she's going to hound Dowdy. Good rotation defensively for the Lady Tigers. Ballard using a lot of time. Finally gets the layup attempt by Dowdy. Misses the shot, but she's going to be fouled. Foul on 12, Goffinette with her third. At the line is Dowdy. Off the front of the rim, no good. Goffinette's going to come out of the ball game, and Paris Gray will come in. Riley Thomas is going to see her first action today as she'll come in for Peyton Young. 3:47 to go in the third quarter. Caldwell leads at 40-18. Dowdy with her second. This one's good. And Paris Gray takes it out, gets it into Jaggers, who'll take over the point in the absence of Boyd. Jaggers look for Thomas, deflected out of bounds by Dowdy. It'll stay Lady Tiger basketball. Thomas up to Jaggers. Jaggers did a good job jumping all the way across into the backcourt to receive that one. They get it to Gray. Gray, right wing, dribbles, middle of the lane, shot up, no good. Parker with the big, strong rebound, goes up and in. Carson Parker with a Farmers Bank shot.
Put that ball high off the backboard and just let it fall slowly down into the net.
Parker out front on Holman. Holman wanted to drive. Lady Tigers doing a much better job cutting her off on the drives. They'll get it out to Dowdy, over to Dome. In the corner, back out to Dowdy. Dowdy almost runs into her own player, Sandifer. They work it underneath. Picked off by Riley Thomas. It was a green ball. Thomas tried to throw it over to Gray. I thought it was tipped out of bounds, but apparently she made the bounce pass along the baseline. It'll go over to Ballard. Riley Thomas to guard the inbounds. Ballard having trouble getting it in. And timeout was called by Ballard instead of losing the possession. I think it's a 30-second timeout, John. We'll keep it right here. Timeouts are brought to you by Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton and ready to serve all of your legal needs. 2:52 to go in the third quarter. Caldwell County leads this one 42-19. Caldwell put the defensive clamps on Ballard in that second quarter, limiting the Lady Bombers to 4 points, and they're able to pull away to a big halftime lead. Lady Tigers looking to end a 4-game skid, get back in the win column, and even their record at 6-6. Lady Tigers back on the court, and the Lady Bombers follow. Riley Thomas again to guard the inbounds. Ballard gets it in play. Over to Holdman. Holdman to Boykin. Boykin wants to drive. Cut off on a bad dribble. She's going to be inadvertently tripped by Paris Gray. Boykin went down quickly on the play. They'll give her a second to get up. She's going to come out of the lineup. She may have stepped on the foot of Paris Gray coming across and turned that ankle. Ballard takes it out on the side in front of their own bench, gets it into Holdman. Holdman out front, guarded by Parker. Good job by Parker the way she's moving those feet defensively. They get it to Dome, back to Holdman. Caldwell really cutting off that lane. Good job by the Lady Tigers to recognize that in the first quarter. Ball tied up, almost stolen away. They get it over to Dowdy. Dowdy wants to drive the lane. And I think that's Gray maybe picking up her third.
I think Ballard got by with a double dribble on that particular play, Dennis.
Yeah, we certainly bailed him out.
Paris is making her presence known. That's her third foul here.
Dome with the inbounds, guarded by Boyd. Gets it over to Holdman. Holdman cut off. Jumper by Sandiford, no good. Rebound comes down to Jada Boyd. Boyd wants to run, takes it right side. Euro step up and no good. But Jada will go to the line for the high school junior equivalent of the Euro step, if you will. Fouls on Dome. And Boyd at the line for a couple of Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws. First one well short off the front of the rim. Scoring really slowed down here in the third quarter.
Jada 0 for 2 from the charity stripe today.
Second shot for Boyd. This one gets the kind roll up over the front of the rim and in.
As I like to say, it's a climber.
That one was. I think Coach Thomas was pleasantly surprised with the free throw shooting yesterday. I think it's, I won't say back to normal, but it's closer to what we're used to. Lady Tigers struggling a little bit more than normal today from the line. Dome wraps it around, hits it over to Dowdy. Dowdy with the long tray, no good. Rebound Paris Gray. Gray gets it back to Boyd. Boyd underneath to Parker, who made a whale of a catch to even get that ball, keep it in bounds. Parker shot no good, gets it over to Thomas, has her shot blocked, and it's Dome coming up with it for Ballard Memorial. Ballard drives right lane, loses control of it, and Gray is going to tie up Dome. Possession arrow is going to keep it with the Lady Bombers. A minute 17 to go in the third quarter. This one's kind of hit a wall here in the third quarter a little bit.
Low scoring quarter.
Dowdy gets it in to Sandiford. Sandiford up off the board, no good. Rebound comes down to Garner. Garner gets it back outside. Shot no good. Rebound to Parker. Parker to Boyd. Caldwell wants to run, gets it up to Thomas. Thomas not able to handle it. She's charged with the travel. It was a good pass, just Thomas was so far down the court, I don't think she could have pulled that ball in and had any shot anyway. They're going to say it was out on Ballard, though. McDaniels gets it into Gray. Gray shot blocked again, and it's Dowdy with the rebound for Ballard. Gets it over to Holman. Holman up left side. Puts it down low to Garner. Back out to Holman. Holman over to Dowdy. Dowdy to Dome. Back to Dowdy. Dowdy thought about the three. Loses the ball. Gets it to Parker. Parker quickly up the court. 1-on-2, but Boyd's going to split it. Puts the shot up, no good. Paris Gray with the rebound, no good. And the ball still loose. Tied up underneath by Riley Thomas. And possession arrow will keep it with the Lady Tigers as Tyson checks in for Dowdy. Just under 30 seconds to go here in the third. 43-19. Caldwell County leads this one. Boyd with the basketball out front. Quick pass underneath to Gray. Gray's shot no good, but she's fouled on the play. 2 shots coming up for Paris Gray. Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws. First shot is up and well short.
Maybe I can jinx Paris. She's 0 for 3 so far, so this was bound to go in.
Yeah, the reverse jinx on Gray. Let's see if it works. Shot up and good. Pays off. We'll give the assist to Bob Hayes on that one. 44-19, Caldwell County. Holman brings it up. 2-3 zone by the Tigers. Ball loose. Picked up and deflected by Jada Boyd. She's able to come back and get it. Gets it down underneath to McDaniels. McDaniels with a Farmers Bank shot. Morgan McDaniels having a good game today. Desperation shot by Ballard at the end of the third. No good. So after 3 quarters of play, it's the Caldwell County Lady Tigers 46, Ballard Memorial 19. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Wants you to be safe and warm this holiday season. Did you know that outage information is right at the tip of your fingers? Penny Ryle Electric works hard to ensure the power stays on. But when something unforeseeable happens, they make it easy for you to stay informed. All you have to do is send a text to 85700. That's 85700. To enroll in outage texting, text PRECC to 85700. Just another way Penny Ryle Electric has been making life better the cooperative way for more than 80 years. Happy holidays from Penny Ryle Electric.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And welcome back to the cab here. We're through 3 quarters of play, 46-19. Lady Tigers outscoring Ballard 13-2 in that quarter. Ballard with only 4 points in the second quarter, only 2 points in the third quarter. The fourth quarter being brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley. Stop by and see Pam and see what kind of deals that she has post-Christmas and the furniture coming in. And for the call here in the fourth quarter, Tiger sportscaster Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Play underway with Ballard getting it over to Holman. Holman to Dome. Lucy Goffinette back in for the Lady Tigers along with Maja Hollowell. Ball loose at the free throw line. Holman comes out of there with it, wants to drive down towards the baseline, puts a shot up, no good. They're going to say it was Jaggers with the foul, but looked like a pretty clean play by JC, hands straight up. So she got her with the body. Only JC's second.
Holman back at the line again. So far this half, she's 1 out of 4 now, 1 out of 5. So
yeah, she wants to see if she can shoot her free throws at the other end, doesn't she, Bob?
I believe I would be wanting to ask the ref if I could do that.
Second shot up. Rolls off, no good. Rebound, J.C. Jaggers. She'll lead the charge the other way. Gets it over to McConnell from 16 feet. Good, Bella McConnell. Good form, good patience. Bella McConnell with the bucket, and it's 48-19. Goffinette Hollowell out front of that zone. Ballard gets it to Tyson. Tyson to Dome. Dome drops it off to Sandifer. Back over to Holman. Holman drives the baseline, gets away with a walk, and touched last by Maja Hollowell. Even though the grin was there, I don't think she's going to coy the referee into giving them the ball.
I think Ballard gets by with a double dribble on that one. I don't know if I'd like to see these things broken down and analyzed a little bit better by the officials.
The officials maybe want to get home and check out some TV tonight in almost a 30-point ball game. Shot no good. Rebound comes up to Jaggers. Jaggers has McConnell down the lane, keeps it herself, goes up off the board. Farmers Bank shot. J.C. Jaggers.
Basket by Jaggers.
Jaggers was trying to draw the defensive player to stop her and put the pass down to McConnell, but the defensive player kept going.
She was looking to make the assist, and the player just let her keep going.
So Ballard didn't stop the ball. Good job by Goffinette. She causes a tie-up out front, and that'll turn it over to the Lady Tigers. Checking into the ball game for Caldwell County, her first action today is number 22, Jillian Schote. Schote, a freshman guard. Also Riley Thomas coming in. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Crispy chicken. Now, imagine it glistening in hot honey sauce. Just think about the crispy, sweet heat. Now, it's in your sights. Reach for it. Almost there. Oops, this is a KFC radio commercial. But you can make your picture a reality by getting a hot honey tenders basket. KFC, it's finger-licking good. At participating KFCs for a limited time. Prices may vary. Tax extra.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And welcome back to the Cab. We have 6 minutes, 29 seconds remaining here in the game. The Lady Tigers up 50-19 and getting ready for the next game that follows will be the Webb School out of Memphis, Tennessee, or close by, versus the Hamilton Southeastern Indiana boys game coming up, and then the real dilly following that, Center Hill, Mississippi versus Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Ball inbounded by the Lady Tigers, and for the call here is Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. It's Maja Hollowell at the point now. She gets it over to Schote. Schote's first action here in the afternoon. Wanted to go to Peyton Young, intercepted. I think that's Tyson. Dowdy with the bucket.
Basket by Dowdy.
Back to Hollowell the other way quickly. Hollowell switches hands, drives the lane, up and in. Maja Hollowell in the books with a Farmers Bank shot. 52-21, Lady Tigers. Now Tyson with it in the corner. Knocked away by Young into the hands of Schote. Schote dribbles through a couple of players, takes it all the way, puts a shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to Dowdy. I think that's just a matter of trying to rush it a little bit fresh off the bench. Gets it over to Dowdy again. Dowdy drives left side, Dowdy brings it back top of the key, gets it over to Holman. Holman guarded by Goffinette. You've got Schote and Goffinette at the top of that zone. Good job defensively by the Lady Tigers after that first quarter. Knocked away by Goffinette. It's going to be out of bounds off of Lucy, but a good defensive play by Goffinette to knock it out of bounds. It'll stay Lady Bomber basketball. And Bob, if I'm not mistaken, it's 8 points is all Ballard has scored since the first quarter.
You're correct, Dennis, 8 points, and that's really obviously a low output.
Ballard into the corner to Sandifer. She puts the shot up, no good. Ball tipped back out, and it's going to be Hollowell able to retrieve. Wanting to come down the right side. Looks underneath, pulls it back out, and she's going to get called for the carry. I don't know if anybody has more fun on the court than Maja Hollowell, because she sure looks like she has a good time. Always a smile on her face.
Lady Tigers having fun right now.
Ballard with the three. Boykin, no good. Rebound to Tyson. Tyson has the ball underneath. Stolen away by Schote. I think it's going to go off of Jillian, and it'll stay Lady Bomber basketball. 4:30 left in the ball game. Tyson inbounds to Sandifer. Sandifer gets it over to Boykin, right wing. Double teamed at the top of the key. Sandifer now back with it. Shot up and good. Caitlin Sandifer with the bucket, 52-23. Caldwell County has this one well in hand with just over 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Schote drives the lane, has it knocked away, picks it back up at the free throw line over to Hollowell. Hollowell at the top of the key. She'll pull it back out, reset the offense. Looks to the side on the cut by Riley Thomas. Ball gets loose on the floor. It'll be tied up. Possession arrow is going to stay with Caldwell County. I think Peyton Young may be the only starter in right now for Caldwell County. Gets it over to Goffinette. Back out to Hollowell. Hollowell to Young. Open for three from the corner. No good. Rebound, Riley Thomas. Farmers Bank shot up and in for Riley Thomas. She's fouled on the play, and she'll get a Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw to cap this one off.
Basket by Thomas. Ballard Memorial foul number 11, Tyson, her fourth, team fifth.
Tyson's fourth foul for Ballard. Lead back out to 31 for the Lady Tigers. Thomas with the free throw. Off the front of the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. It's going to be off of a couple of players. Lucy Goffinette's had one of those days. She picked up and said, what did I do? I think she stepped on the line going back to pick up the loose ball, and she was technically not established back in bounds. So it's going to be off of Lucy Goffinette. And Holman with the basketball. Holman drives the lane, puts it back over to Tyson. Tyson wanted the shot. Good closeout by Goffinette. Now it's Boykin off the board and in.
Basket by Boykin.
Hollowell brings it down for the Lady Tigers. Left side goes off a nice pick by Young. Pulls up free throw line high, no good. Peyton Young stays in bound, tiptoes the line. Keeps it in play, back out to Hollowell. Hollowell gets it over to Thomas. Thomas with the jumper, no good. I'm not sure if Peyton Young has whiplash on that. That was a strong push by Holdman. Young hits the floor. She hops up, and she'll be able to take it out of bounds underneath their own basket. Both teams will be in the bonus from here on out. Young gets it into Gray. Gray to Hollowell. Back out to Young. She'll try another three from the corner. This one no good. Whistle underneath. And it's going to be called on Ballard. See who they get that on.
That's on number 11.
If it's Tyson, it's her fifth.
Yeah.
Ballard Memorial foul is on number 11, Abby Tyson. That is her fifth foul.
So Tyson fouls out for Ballard County. She'll be replaced in the lineup by Madison Nichols. Riley Thomas at the line for a Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw. 1-1 for Riley Thomas. First one is good. So Thomas will get the bonus.
And we're going to pause right now for station identification. This is WPKY, Princeton, Kentucky.
A little confusion on the shots now. Everybody left the free throw lane. Thomas stayed there. She knew she had the bonus coming. Riley's second shot up off the back of the rim, no good. Paris Gray with the rebound, bounces out of her hands to Schote. Schote picks it up, puts a shot up, no good. And there's a tie up underneath. Possession arrow is going to give it to Ballard Memorial. Holdman will bring it up for the Lady Bombers. 2:40 left in the ball game. 55-25. Caldwell County has this one in hand. It's just a matter of the final score at this point. And it's going to be a carry called on Holdman. Young will bring it in to Hollowell. Hollowell will be met at the volleyball stripe by Boykin. Gets it over to Schote. Schote sees some baseline moves, gets it underneath to Hollowell. Hollowell up and in. Assist to Jillian Schote. Maja Hollowell with the bucket, and it's the biggest lead of the afternoon for the Lady Tigers at 32. Riley Thomas comes up, knocks the ball loose. Holman Somehow comes back up with it, gets it back to Boykin. Boykin dribbles, some strong defense out front, too much defense that far away from the bucket. I'm sure Coach Thomas will talk to her about that as she comes up off the bench. Foul's going to be on Hollowell, and Boykin will go to the line for a 1-and-1. And Bob, obviously we're going to be running a little bit behind. Yesterday we were about an hour behind before the boys tipped off their game last night. We're going to be somewhere in that neighborhood tonight. Right now we're running in the neighborhood of 30 minutes late, 30 to 35 minutes late. So plan accordingly tonight. We'll try to do a little adjusting on it, give you a closer time during the postgame show. Boykin's free throw is good, but we'll try to estimate the next two games between this one and the boys' game. We'll try to come on about 15 minutes before tip-off time or in that neighborhood.
That's what happens. These games get delayed by these free throw shooting contests in the fourth quarter.
Second shot, no good. It was Hollowell trying to save it in bounds instead of just letting that one go out. And she could not do it before she stepped on the sideline, so it'll give it back to Ballard with 2 minutes and a second to play in this one. And into the ball game is number 1, Farina. Farina gets it in to Boykin. Boykin guarded closely by Hollowell, and they're going to call her with this one. Are they going to give Paris Gray that one?
Paris is number 4.
And that's her 4th. Boykin to the free throw line. And you're right, Bob, this game well in hand, a 30-point lead with under 2 minutes, but you got to call the fouls when they're committed. But it is just a free throw contest with a lot of substitute players in right now. Free throw missed. Paris Gray with the rebound. Hollowell is going to bring it up. She'll go top of the key, guarded by Boykin. Gets it over to Schote. Schote dumps it underneath towards Thomas. That one's knocked out of bounds by Sandifer. It'll stay Lady Tiger basketball. Peyton Young to throw it in. Young gets it to Hollowell. Hollowell with a 6-footer, no good. Rebound comes down to Schote, no good. Gray gets the rebound, wanted to go up. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. And it'll go off the Lady Tigers back to Ballard Memorial. Stay tuned after the ball game. We'll have the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. We'll have all the stats from the ball game, a talk with Coach Thomas, and a look ahead to tonight's action here at the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Ballard with the ball far side. They get it over to Farina. Farina couldn't handle the pass. I'm going to say it's knocked away by Gray, and it'll stay Ballard basketball. Farina, or Boykin, comes close to going over and back. Guarded closely by Hollowell. She puts the shot up, no good. But Boykin's going to go to the free throw line, and she'll have 2 shots. Two shots by Boykin as they are in the double bonus for the last minute 5. First shot rolls and goes. Lead back at 30 now for the Lady Tigers. Boykin gets set for the second shot. This one up and in. So Ballard County finding a few points here in the fourth quarter after a very dry second and third. They saw Caldwell County pull away with this one. Hollowell dribbles around top of the key, gets it to Schote. Schote has Thomas cut, not able to get it to her, instead gets it to Paris Gray. Gray goes under, puts the shot up, but almost under the backboard. Didn't have much of an angle. Caldwell able to come back up with it, gets it to Thomas. Thomas with the jumper, no good. Rebound goes to Peyton Young. Young has it knocked away. Young tried to save it after it was knocked away. It goes off of her fingertips, and it goes back to the Lady Bombers. Ballard brings it across the timeline. It's Boykin at the point. Gets it over to Farina, to Sandiford. Sandiford's going to try to drive it in, puts it on her hip, and it's going to be tied up on the loose ball by Riley Thomas. Possession's going to go with Caldwell County. Thomas having a little trouble with the rubber band for her hair. She's going to come out of the ball game, and Morgan McDaniels will come in. 20 seconds left. Sure, Caldwell County not really looking to score on this one. They'll work it down, work the offense to Schote. Schote dribbles around, puts a short 12-footer up and in. Jillian Schote in the books. That was a nice shot, nice curl off of that pick by Jillian Schote. And shot at the buzzer, no good by Ballard. So the final here, the Lady Tigers beat the Lady Bombers 59-28. We'll be back with the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show coming up in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for that. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
We're your home for Tiger Sports, 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and WPKYonline.com. Tiger Sports coverage is brought to you in part by Treasures Remembered, You Ride, Wallace Towing, ABC Finance, and by Planters Bank. On 1580, 103.3 WPKY, the voice of the Caldwell County Tigers.
Hi, Caldwell County. I'm Allie Coleman with First Southern National Bank, and I'm ready to service your next loan. Whether you're wanting to build your first home, buy an investment property, or add square footage for your growing family, we can tailor a solution just for you. Stop by my office at 101 West Washington Street in Princeton, or give me a call at 270-365-3545 to apply today. First Southern National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, Federal Registry 409424, NMLS 1002990.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the Law Office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
It's here now. The all-new 2019 Silverado from Chevrolet with the steely-eyed front end that will surely grab your attention. Space, comfort, and convenience all found in its accommodating interior with built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi makes communicating simple. The new Silverado is mostly steel, unlike Ford, who went with aluminum for better fuel mileage. The Silverado gets you 22 mpg on highway and a stronger truck. The all-new Chevrolet Silverado will still be the most dependable, longest-lasting truck you will ever own. Tri-Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91, Princeton.
The scorebook is closed on this game. It's time for the Caldwell County postgame show on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKY Online.
And we are back at the Cab West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Caldwell County Lady Tigers in their four-game losing streak with a win over Ballard Memorial, 59-28. Bella McConnell named the most valuable player for Caldwell County in that one after 17.7 rebound performance for the Lady Tigers. This is the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show brought to you by our friends at Trilogy Performance Sports. They offer fitness training, sports training, gymnastics, and kickboxing, just to name a few. They're open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. First visit's always free, so come in and be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports. Big win for the Lady Tigers. Bob, you want to go ahead and start with the stats? We hope to have Coach Tom here shortly.
Let's run down the stats for the Lady Tigers. Led tonight by Bella McConnell with 17 points, 10 first half, 7 in the second half. 15 points by J.C. Jaggers, 11 first half, 4 in the second half. Not many of the Lady Tiger starters getting to play in the second half. Scoring drops off then to basically 4 points or 7 points for Jada Boyd. 6 first half, 1 in the second half. 4 points for Maja Hollowell, that coming in the second half. 4 points for Morgan McDaniels, 2 in each half for her 4. 4 points for Carson Parker, again 2 in each half for her 4. 3 points for Riley Thomas, hers coming in the second half. 2 points for Peyton Young, hers coming in the first half. 2 points for Jillian Choate coming in the second half. And 1 point for Paris Gray. Paris 1 out of 4 from the free throw line. The Lady Tigers shooting today not very well from the free throw line, hitting only 9 out of 21. But for the Lady Tigers, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players in double figures for the Lady Tigers. And I'm joined right now by Coach Thomas. Congratulations, Coach, on a win.
Thank you.
After the first quarter, there was probably no doubt as to what the outcome was going to be, but your kids continue to play hard and play well.
You know, we needed that coming off of four game losing streak there. It was really nice to be able to sit back, and the kids were just able to relax and play. And the more relaxed this team plays, the better they are.
We noticed from in a tight game when you're relaxed, you shoot free throws better and all that. Now we didn't shoot well at the free throw line today, but I thought we were relaxed out there and we weren't tight.
We weren't at all. And you know, this team we played like a veteran team today. I feel like every individual player continues to do what they do well, and we're getting better at our roles. And you know, we were just physically outmatched Ballard Memorial. It was like us against Collins last night, I feel like, and we were the better team. However, a lot of times this team has a tendency to, when we're the better team, to play down to the competition, and I don't feel like we did that tonight.
No, and that you're right. That's some teams. No matter how good they are, they sometimes end up playing down and getting themselves into a dogfight, and if somebody's close to you in the fourth quarter, it could go either way, and we obviously didn't let that happen tonight.
Yeah, and I'm proud of that because that's something we've struggled with in the past, and we were able to overcome that and not go there tonight, and I appreciate that.
I know in the first half we made the comment that most of our points, if not all of them, came within the paint, that we would get the Lady Bomber off the floor with a little shot fake and just completely lay it in, either Bella doing it, JC doing it, or Jada Boyd doing it. So they completely bit on every fake that I think we gave them in the first half. And then the second half, Bella lets loose a couple 8, 9, 10-foot jump shots.
Bella was in her zone tonight. When she gets like that, feed her the ball. I feel like she could have had 30. Of course, we were subbing in and out a lot because of the score differential. But she was in that kind of zone, and so it'd have been fun really to leave her in to see how many she could have got. But you know, we don't want to do that. We want to spread the wealth, and we wanted to put everybody in, let everybody play. But she definitely had it going on. She's used to playing that way because she's always undersized in the lane, and so except for tonight. Tonight's the first game we played ever, I think, where we weren't undersized.
Well, and when you get in a game like that, and our basketball IQ takes over, we're fundamentally sound, and as you mentioned, spreading the wealth. We had 10 Lady Tigers score today. Everybody that was in the game dressed that got in the game scored. So
that's fun.
That's a lot of fun. That makes practice really fun the next time that you get together on the practice floor because they all contributed.
Yeah, we have several kids just waiting for their turn. We haven't had near enough JV games this year. Hopefully we can get some more scheduled, and then we have more coming up in January and February. But we've got kids that can play, a lot of freshmen that are just learning the ropes that haven't had the opportunity, you know, because we didn't lose anybody off last year's team. So I'm excited about the future of this program, and we've got kids that, you know, right now we got 21 kids in the gym because we brought up 3 of our 8th graders. We have 19 high school kids. Our numbers are good. The future's looking bright here.
Well, we noticed in the first half, we made the comment, Dennis and I did, about Jada's intensive defensive effort that when she got out of bed this morning, she made the pledge to herself, I'm going to play defense come game time. And of course, Ballard's offensive effort was try to work the ball around the circle and try to break in, and they got in there a couple of times, 3 times on us in the first quarter. But we, with our ability to and our quickness, we cut that off dramatically in the second half.
You know, Jada's really stepped up her game in our last 2 outings. She saw the floor so well today, and it started with her energy on defense. You're exactly right, and she was able to get going by using that. And you know, I'm really proud of where she's at right now and where she's come from.
Well, and when our season resumes in the new year 2019, I think our first game is over in Dawson, and we've watched the Dawson kids play Collins this afternoon right before this game, and they've got a nice little team.
Man, they do. They're much improved. They got a couple of 8th graders who give them great guard play, and the Orton kid in the middle is fantastic. So we're gonna have to bring our A game against Dawson. They're a scrappy team. They play so hard. It's gonna be a battle against them, and you know, we got to be ready.
And as we mentioned last year, coming off of the Christmas tournament, we got better in the second half, and I think we can really make the case this year we got better. Even though we lose the game last night, we played well. We come out with a victory here, and let's go play some basketball in 2019.
Yes, sir. We're ready for it. We're gonna get a couple days off here, which is well needed. Playing 2 tournaments during Christmas, it's an interesting balance that you got to find. You know, you want to give them some time off, yet the way Christmas fell this year, we pretty much we didn't want to have a huge gap in our schedule, so we played 2 tournaments, which doesn't really give the kids a lot of time off. So, you know, we're going to have some time off here before we start back school and then start into district play. But it's needed, but I'm looking forward to 2019 and what this team's going to bring.
And we all are, both boys and the Lady Tigers.
The boys are playing so well. You know, I told a group of them this morning at breakfast that, man, I like watching y'all play. It's been a long time. They're like, what do you mean? You just now like watching us play? It's like, well, you know, there's a lot of things that you guys have gotten better at, and it's the coach in me has struggled watching you guys at times, but now, man, they're really getting it together. I love the way they move the ball, step into their shots. They're stepping up and shooting the ball really well. So they're fun to watch. And if you haven't seen De'Aaron Boyd play, you are missing out. He's one of a kind of player. So, you know, if you're sitting at home, they play the late game tonight. It's Friday night. Get out and watch that kid. Watch these kids play. They play tremendously hard. John Davis is just a scrapper. I absolutely love watching him. He's fantastic.
We've got kids that really step up, and when they get open, that's what I love about a basketball team. We shoot the ball when we're open.
Yes.
We're not afraid to shoot it. Trip Branch is really
he's come on strong.
He's the Kentucky long rifle. Caden Fralix, and you mentioned Darren. Darren can go off at any time, and I think he's fit himself well into the framework. But that's the boys. Let's continue to talk about the women. But the girls are doing the same thing. I mean, I didn't get to see the games in Marshall County, but sometimes you're going to get into a funk. I know the Kentucky Wildcats always got into a January funk, and then had to come out of it in February and March, and I think we're as we did last year, we got out of it at the before the Christmas tournament. Christmas tournament took us to a new level, as I think it's going to this year.
Right. We had a lull over at Marshall, but we had also had some stiff competition over there. You know, we ran into a brick wall, especially that Graves County game. They just played fantastic against us, and we didn't step up and play like we were capable of playing. But, you know, it was a learning experience. And sometimes you got to get your butt kicked to figure out really what you need to do to improve and get better. And this team is dedicated. They want to get better. They want to do what we ask them to do. And that showed in this tournament this week.
An interesting comment you made last night about JC not being she's a great shooter, but she's looking now to be a scorer. And that's what Bella and JC did today very well. Able to score when they had the open shot and not forcing anything and taking what was there.
Yeah, and, you know, we got to learn. There's a couple more kids we got to get involved in our offense, but we will. We'll get there. We're not near as good as we're going to be. We're not nearly as good as where I'd like for us to be, but that's okay. We're going into January. We want to continue to improve through February. You know, we proved last year that those are the teams that are successful at the end, the teams that continue to get better through January and February. So that's our goal. We're not where we need to be, but we're headed in the right direction.
And one player I noticed coming down the floor tonight on a fast break, Carson Parker when the player who made the pass, I think it could have been JC, I'm not real sure, but Carson, I thought, well, she'll never catch the ball, which she did.
Yeah.
2, she'll never know what to do with it. I was wrong there. And 3, if she gets a shot off, it's going over the backboard. Well, she lays it in. So,
Yes.
so tremendous improvement. I can see her improving game after game after game after game. Little things, just little subtle things as to when she gets her physical growth and her grows into her body, she's going to be awesome.
You know, Carson Parker continues to just do what we ask her to do. Go 90-0, play as hard as you can, and all that little stuff that you just talked about will fall into place for her, and it will. And her roof, her ceiling is out of this world. She has so much potential because of her athleticism.
Well, she looked like Oliver on catching that ball.
She did.
And,
she can.
Wow.
I mean, she would make one heck of a wide receiver. She can jump. You know, when you get a kid like her that can defend all 5 spots on the floor, that's special. And we almost always, we put her on the other team's best player every single game.
And she comes to go to work every game.
Yes.
And that's what you love. And any kind of player, regardless of what they contribute in the points column, they're going to give you 40 minutes or 32 minutes on the defensive end when she's in there. And you just have to pat those people on the back.
Absolutely. The kids like that are the reason I am still coaching, because they just make it so nice to they give of themselves, they give all they have every single day, and it's so refreshing to be around kids like that with a good attitude and playing passionately. That everybody else feeds off of that, you know, and she and Bella from those post positions are our engines. They get us going. Jada's starting to get into that a little bit more, and she's starting to push and control the tempo a little bit more. And the more she goes, and the better she gets, the better this team's going to get.
Well, and I think we're right there. We're continuing to grow, improve. It happens seemingly every year for us after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what the season brings for the rest of 2019 and the January, February, and March. And any final comments, Coach?
No, thank you guys once again. You know, this tournament is so awesome.
And that's you know, I feel just really special to be a little part of this. I mean,
yes.
Tremendous logistics carried out by Tori, by anybody, by you and Coach K, as to whatever needed to be done, got done. People stepping up in the community with their money, with their time. With their support, and you know, first class is hard to maintain, but this is a first class operation here.
It absolutely is. Torrey Hammond with Goodwin Insurance, you know, he does an outstanding job as our tournament director. But you know, we got lots of people behind the scenes, like Jason Revner at First Southern Bank has been running.
We don't want to say too much about Jason. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, he's in there cleaning the popcorn machine at 10:30 last night.
That's what ex-bankers and bankers are supposed to do.
But you know. You got you up here, like maybe the work ethic in the people around us that surround us and say, and they're not getting anything out of this, you know?
Oh, we are getting something out of it.
Maybe you are, but
I mean, I go home and sleep well every night when I can watch a good basketball game and know that I'm helping do something positive and constructive.
Well, we appreciate you guys that, you know, y'all are the ones that are going above and beyond so that we can put on an event like this. And the list of sponsors, it's outrageous that these people just give and give and give, and they give wholeheartedly, and that makes it worthwhile to be the coach here. I love this community, I love Caldwell County because of the support that we always get. And volunteers that run the hospitality rooms, and this morning we filled up First Baptist Church, and HR Ministries cooked a fine breakfast, and for all the teams in the tournament.
And a great speaker, I've been told.
Oh, absolutely. He was phenomenal.
Yes.
Came all the way down from Mississippi to, you know, a former Mississippi state player that came and really motivated these kids to. It's just been fantastic.
And that's the other thing. I think these kids that have been here this year are going to take something home special. Hey, did you went to Podunk? No, I went to Princeton. They really had a class tournament and handled it well. And we got to play basketball, see good basketball competition. So life is good, as they say.
Yeah, and you know, these kids are out in the community. They've gone to the movie theater. They're going to the bowling alley. They're eating in our restaurants. So. You know, when we have events like this, it's for the entire community. And I think that's one reason why our businesses are so supportive.
It's a great sports community, as we well know, and congratulations on a win. And
Thank you.
let's get it going and keep it going,
All
Coach
right,
Thomas.
thank you.
Appreciate it. That's been Coach Thomas. Coach Thomas victorious today. The Lady Tigers rolling over Ballard Memorial by 59-28, and we're going to get Dennis back on the phones here. That's probably the longest interview I've ever had, Dennis.
I started to go get something to eat.
Well, I was going to say, why don't you go down and see if you can help in the hospitality room? I'll be up here 15, 20 more minutes.
Yeah. So they're going to sell out of the chicken down there before we get there.
Yeah, you might get all the chicken before I get down there. But anyway, great win for the Lady Tigers today, and we talked about everything. The tournament, the kids, how they're improving, how they came to play tonight. Peyton Young, how she was intense in her defensive efforts. All 10 players getting in the game scored. So that just, you go home feeling good tonight.
And Bob, on top of that, as you talk to Coach Thomas, you could just feel the excitement and the joy that she has in doing that job. Now how many coaches are going to be 5-5 halfway through the season and have that kind of joy and excitement about what they're doing? That's just a testament to what the program is and what Coach Thomas and Coach Kukihiko bring to these programs and the support that this community gives for those two.
Exactly. I mean, you can't ask for anything other than what we have seen exhibited by the Lady Tigers, by the Tigers themselves, and getting back to this tournament, the people behind the scenes here that make this thing go and have turned it into a first-class affair.
The second, or the game after hours, just about to tip off. So a programming note, Bob, we're right at 30 minutes behind schedule. I don't suspect either one of these games will have a running clock to slow things down any, or to speed things up any. Excuse me, you could come closer to seeing an overtime game. So our tip-off tonight is planned for 8 o'clock. Just plan on right now closer to 8:30. We'll shoot for an 8:15 airtime tonight for that game if everything stays on schedule. If it's changed anywhere more than that, we'll try to put it on. John said he could put it on Facebook. We'll try to break in at times here at the gym and say what time we will come on. But right now, let's just shoot for 8:15 to go on the air with an 8:30 tip-off.
And that's good. We're going to end it tonight with the Caldwell County versus Clarksville Northeast.
And that's going to be a whale of a game. The Tigers are playing some of the best ball around. You talk about all these teams from out of state. Caldwell County is on a run of their own, winners of 8 of their last 9, and looking really good with the shooting last night, both over 50% from the three-point line and from the floor. So come on out and watch those kids. 2 great games in between this last girls game and the boys game tonight. So come on out. You still got $7 worth of basketball to go here in this West Kentucky Hoops Classic. So come on out, well worth it. Chairback seats available across the way. And just come on out and enjoy some good basketball.
It's been a great day so far with even better basketball ahead of us.
That's going to do it for us tonight on the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. We appreciate our friends at Trilogy Performance Sports. They offer all kinds of things, just to name a few: fitness training, sports training, gymnastics, kickboxing. They're open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. First visit's always free, so come in and be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports. Again, the final here on the girls' game, it was Caldwell County Lady Tigers breaking that losing streak, getting back in the win column 59-28 over the Ballard Memorial Lady Bombers. They'll be back in action January 3rd at Dawson. We'll have that action coming up in the new year. For now, we're going to take a break. We'll be back around 8:15 tonight to come on for the boys matchup. So until then, for John Miller and Bob Hayes, I'm Dennis Stevens. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you a little bit later tonight.